Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're doing another outfit guide. Today we're doing a famous historical gunman, gunslinger, and lawman, Wild Bill Hickok. So as always, we're just going to dive on into it with some of the weapons that he's known to be associated with. Alright, so for starters, we're going to start with Wild Bill's famous sidearms. And now mind you, it should be noted that he is recorded to have used many different revolvers throughout the span of his life, including Colt Walker, the old Dragoon pistols, obviously the Colt Navy, and then later on even some more newer weapons. But it's recorded that the Navy was his favorite handgun to use, and throughout most of his career, it's the one that he packed almost all the time. And he actually had a matched set of two 1851 conversion. So they were actually, by this point, they were brass casing conversions. They were no longer cap and ball revolvers, but he was known to have a matched set of them, and they actually both had ivory grips. We don't actually have ivory in the game, we have pearl, but it's the same-ish color, so that's why we're going to go with the pearl grips here. But then no engravings, no carving, short barrel, improved rifling, improved iron sights, and then you're going to have to go with either all blued or all blacked for the barrel, cylinder, frame, and hammer. The reason it's either or is because in some pictures it looks more blue, and in some pictures they look more black. The pair of revolvers are actually on display at, I believe, Buffalo Bill's Wild West Museum. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's where Wild Bill Hickok's revolvers actually are. They're on display, and you can see pictures of them online, and in some pictures, I think they look more black, but there's a slight metallic blue look to them. So this is how they look blued, and this is how it looks black. I think I like the blacked more, but it could be either way. The picture I was looking at when I made this video was more towards the blue side, so that's why I started with the blue. But anyway, you're going to want that for the barrel, cylinder, frame, and hammer, and then the trigger guard and trigger are going to be brass. So he had a matched set of these, so for this outfit you're going to want two Navy revolvers, and you build them just like this. Alright, so for a long arm weapon, now there are quite a few weapons associated with Wild Bill Hickok throughout his life, but I think the most famous one is his 1870 Springfield rifle. So we're going to do our best to imitate that here in the game with the Springfield rifle, and we're going to take that, it's just going to have a plain wood stock, a no scope, and then all browned steel for all of the components. So that is going to make it look pretty much like the rifle that was actually buried with Wild Bill, his 1870 Springfield. Like I said, he has a lot of different weapons associated with him throughout his life, but I think those two revolvers and then this rifle are the most iconic. So those are the ones we're going to go with, and that is all of the weapons we're going to be looking at today for Wild Bill. Alright, and so here we have the outfit that we're dealing with. And now, Wild Bill Hickok is actually one person from the Wild West that has a lot of pictures available of him. For a lot of the historical people that we try to recreate, there's not that many resources, but for Wild Bill, there really are. So there are quite a few different variants of an outfit that you could make for him. I think that this one is one of the most iconic. It's one of the later life ones. He definitely dressed up for the picture. Of course, the picture's in black and white, but I'm basing this off of a colored painting of that same picture. So I don't know if it was done at the same time or an artist just later did it, but that's the outfit that I'm basing this off of. So it's going to be pretty iconic. And so the first thing I want to talk about is actually the hair. So for one thing, Wild Bill was known to have pretty long hair, and he had basically two iconic mustache styles, a much thinner one in his earlier life, and then in his later life, a big bushy handlebar looking mustache, kind of like this one that I've got on him now. But the important thing to talk about is the hair color, because despite a lot of artist renditions showing him with lighter, like blonde hair, or some photographs that make his hair look really dark, almost every contemporary source agrees that he had red hair and a red mustache. So that's why I went with red. Yeah, like I said, I went with the big handlebar style and the long hair. So that's what I did for the hair. You may not agree with it, but that's just what history tells us. His hair color was red. Let's move on to the items that make up this iconic outfit. So the hat that we went with is the black Wallingford hat. This is going to be a variant of one of the collector outfit hats, so you kind of have to have, collector for this, but I think this hat definitely fits the best and looks the most like the photograph that I was basing this outfit off of. Next up for neckwear, we have the neat string tie, and we're going to be using the red variant because it's exactly what he wears in the photograph. Then really any clean black jacket will do, as long as it's not duster length. It needs to be about this long, but I think the one that looks the best is the roller jacket. So I think there's a variant of the Everyman jacket, and I think there's a variant of the Antoine jacket that both look pretty good as well, but the roller jacket, in my opinion, looks the best. So that's the one we went with. Then for the vest, I went with this variant of the yellow paisley vest. Now there's a couple other options. There's this really darker one here, and then this lighter one here, but I think this medium yellow one looks the best and the most like he wears in the picture. Really any yellow vest would do. I think there was a yellow yellow traditional vest that looked halfway decent as well, but I went with this one because it actually has lapels, like the vest in his picture does, and I think that the idea was that he was pretty well dressed up for that photograph, so it would make more sense that he had a really nice vest on. So that's why I went with this medium yellow paisley vest. For the shirts, we keep it nice and simple with the white everyday shirt. Really, any white collared shirt would do, but I like this one the best for this outfit. For the belt buckle, he has a small square brass belt buckle in the photograph, so I went with the job seeker buckle. The workaholic buckle is the same shape. I just think the job seeker it was cooler because it had a little money sign and 2 crossed pistols, which kind of fits Wild Bill better, I think. Then for the weapon equipment, I went with the black gunslinger weapon equipment. A, because he was a gunslinger, and B, because it looks similar to what he wears in the photograph. Now, in the photograph, he's actually just wearing 2 side holsters, and they're actually up at about hip level, which he was pretty famous for wearing that configuration, but obviously that's not an option for us here. But he was wearing a black, plain-looking gun belt, so that's why I went with the black gunslinger gun belt and offhand holster. Next for the pants, we have the gray tuxedo pants, and that's because he's wearing gray pants in the photo, and they look pretty clean, so that's why I went with these ones. Then we have the clean black stovepipe boots over the pants, because he's actually wearing them Texas style in the photograph, and I think they look really nice. They were definitely more square-toed boots, so that's why I went with the squared stovepipe boots. So that's the boots. Then lastly for the spurs, we just have the black Gurdon Morrow spurs, and I went with these because he's clearly wearing black spurs in the photo, and these match really well with the outfit. They look nice, they match perfectly with the boots, and they have silver accents, so they look very good. So yeah, that is my best attempt at recreating Wild Bill Hickok. Like I said, you're going to want to go with long red hair and this big bushy old handlebar mustache, both in red, this exact outfit, and then you're going to want to have 2 either blacked or blued navy revolvers with pearl grips and a all-browned Springfield rifle with no scope. And if you've done all that, you've got a perfect replication of a historically accurate Wild Bill Hickok. But that's actually where we're going to end today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. This was a historical example, so I hope you enjoy that as much as you like the movie ones that I make, or maybe even more. I had several requests for just either A, to do another historical thing, or B, some people actually asked for Wild Bill in particular. So I hope that no matter what bank you fall into, that this video was enjoyable in some way for you. If you liked the video, I of course invite you to leave a like rating to show me and everyone else on YouTube that it's a good video, and of course to help it in the algorithm. And then if you have any recommendations, requests, anything you'd like to see me recreate in the game, whether that's from movies, TV, or history like today, definitely leave that down in the comments section below. And lastly, if you haven't already, I would invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because I release gaming content like this on a regular basis, and if you subscribe to stick around, you'll be able to see it all as we go forward in the future. So with all that in mind, thanks for watching and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.